Oh, hey! Welcome back. My name is Courtney. This is the Accounting Struggle, where we talk about our struggles with accounting openly and honestly. We don't hide from them because, struggling is real. So, first of all, I just want to say if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. And of course, I always say go to theaccountingstruggle.com so that you can stay up to date on all the latest content. It is great to have you here. Thank you all to everybody who has supported me in 2019. Thank you for all of the interest and the feedback. Y'all have just shown me so much love and I appreciate y'all. So 2020, we're gonna up it. We're gonna do better things. It's gonna be so lit. I'm so excited. So today we're going to be talking about overcoming imposter syndrome. So imposter syndrome, everyone is familiar with it. Even if you're not familiar with the technical term, it's probably something you've experienced at some point. Imposter syndrome is when you literally feel like an imposter. Particularly, it shows up in situations that have to do with like a role that you're playing. So in work, it would come in the form of like a little voice in your head telling you like, you don't belong here, girl. Look how different you are. Look around. Everyone here is smarter than you. Everyone here is more qualified. You do not have what it takes to do this job correctly. Those little things that you tell yourself, it's just like a lot of doubt, a lot of fear. It's crippling. It will keep you from pursuing things or from working hard. It will really have a negative impact on your entire attitude, especially your work. It will really show up in your work. So imposter syndrome is quite damning. You will miss a lot of good opportunities. Could you imagine if Beyonce had not gone on to take on her solo career and she had just said, no, I'm just gonna stay here and make these songs with Destiny's Child and keep it right here. Sweetie, we would not have Lemonade. We would not have Self-Titled. We would not have Dangerously in Love. We would not have the Beyonce that we all know and love today. We would not have Coachella. We would not have Beachella had she said, no, you know what? I'm not dangerously in love. I'm not crazy in love. I'm not drunk in love. I'm just going to stay right here in my little comfort zone, making these fun, Destiny's Child songs, which we all love those too, but they're not everything else that we wanted out of Beyonce's career. So thank God she got over that little voice in her head that said, you can't be a solo artist and you can't do this on your own. So you can do the same thing in your career. What I've been doing is first you have to realize it's not something that is abnormal. Most people deal with this. It's very normal, particularly when you care about what you're doing. But the other thing is it doesn't really go away. It's probably going to become more and more frequent that you'll experience these feelings the more intense your roles get at work. So, or the bigger your roles that you take on in life in general. But as you're climbing up, the more responsibility that you're taking on, the bigger the projects, the more complex the work, the more the fear will start to be ooh, girl, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I could do that. So, how you have to deal with it is, number one, know that the voice in your head is a lie. If you need to, read yourself your resume again. You are qualified. There are the facts right there. There's the degree, there's the CPA license, there's the internship experience, there's the work experience. You can see it all right there on your resume. So if you are having a day where you're like, I can't do this, I'm not qualified to do this, go ahead and pull up your resume, read it to yourself and say, you know what? Actually, I think I do have what it takes to do this. So that's a good reminder. Another thing is you really have to hold your own hand through this process. So I literally give myself pep talks in my head. I'm always like, Courtney, first of all, calm down. You're always being dramatic and we do not have time to be dramatic. Right now, you have a job to do. So, step one. You can do this. You have everything you need. That's my favorite thing to say to myself. You have everything you need to succeed. You have all the knowledge you need to at least find your answers. So if you don't know the answer, great. Who does? Okay, how do you get in touch with that person? What do you need to know? What do you know and what do you need to know? And then just work your way through those steps. So when I was working in tax, okay, say my balance sheet is out of balance. Oh my God, my retained earnings won't roll. Okay. What could that be? Have I recorded all of my journal entries? Okay, are they recorded correctly? You know what? I debited this and I should have credited. That's it. That's it. I left the garage open. That's it. Again, remind yourself you have everything you need to succeed. And then start with what you know. Start with what makes sense to you. Okay, I see this work paper. I see this one from last year. I think I can follow along. Ooh, not too sure about this one tab, but these other tabs make sense. I see that's linked to this. Okay, got it. Following along, and then just work your way down, and then get to a point where you have a list of things that's left over. And now I really don't know about these. So I'm going to set up a meeting and say, hey, can we go over these few items? And then those questions, the answers to those might answer some other questions that will come up. Inevitably, when you go back, there will be more things. But the biggest thing is just calming yourself down and working through it and recognizing that you have all the things you need, all the tools that you need to be successful. If you're on this job, if you got this far as getting the job, you probably have what it takes. They didn't just give it to you because they like you. I remember when I went up for the job that I have now, when I was reading over the description, some of that stuff sounded really fancy. And I was like, ooh, girl, I don't know if you qualify for this. You might be playing yourself. But the recruiter was just kind of like, oh, no, don't worry. Like, job descriptions are always written to be way more intense than the job really is. We are pretty confident putting you in front of these people for an interview. We feel like you're the perfect candidate for this. And I remember getting through the entire interview process, and even after getting the job offer, I was just kind of like, ooh, but when I start, they're gonna know. They're gonna learn. They're gonna learn that I'm not. I mean, even then it was starting, and I hadn't even seen the work yet, and the fear and the doubt was already starting to like slip in. Like, ooh, girl, they're gonna find out. They're gonna find out. I am so screwed. But I wasn't. Everything has been going lovely. Like, everything has been going so fine. I've learned so much so fast. There's so much information out there. Just say you don't know how to do something and move forward. Learn it. Spend some time getting more familiar with it. Work on your craft. If you feel like there is something that you're struggling with and there is a reason why you have all this doubt and this fear, whatever you feel insecure about, work on it. Target those things. Look at what your weaknesses are and work on them. But just start with your strengths. Start with what you know and work your way down. Do not stay in the, oh my God, I can't do this, I'm so scared phase. And as you go on, you're gonna get a lot more opportunities that will be even bigger and even more complex and even more challenging and even more responsibility. And that fear and that doubt and that worry is probably going to have an even more aggressive voice in your head. But what you have to do is remind yourself of all the other things that you've overcome. Don't miss good opportunities. Don't miss your shot at being Beyonce because you want to stay in Destiny's Child. Because no, ma'am, no, don't do that. You have so much more to offer. So, and shout out to Destiny's Child. We love them. But go get your Beyonce on. The third thing that I've been working on with my imposter syndrome is saying yes, even when I'm afraid. So if someone's like, hey, do you do, X, Y, and Z? Yes, I do. Now, don't lie. If someone comes to me and they say, hey, can you fix the radiator on my car? I'm not going to say yes. But if I know that I have a background in something, I'm well versed in it, maybe I can't do it in my sleep, but I've been exposed to it enough and I have all the credentials that say I can do something, I'm going to go ahead and say yes, I can do that. And if I get to it and I get it in front of me and I have a question, I know a ton of people who can answer those questions. I'll reach out to them. Utilize your resources, but do not freak out. Just say, yes, I can do this. Courtney, we have this new project for you. We think it'd be a good learning opportunity. People love to say that in accounting. It means there's no one else to do this. We think it would be a great learning opportunity. We want you to lead this project. We want you to own this process. We want you to, get this set up here and do this. Just say yes. Say, yep, okay, I can do that. Okay, yeah, let's talk about it. I'd love to help. And if you're really freaking out in your brain, that's normal. Just like I said, walk through the steps again. Do I have the expertise to do this? Do I know at least enough to get started? Am I probably gonna have questions? Good. Who can help me answer those questions? Where can I go to find the answers to those questions? If you know that, then you know enough. One of the people high up in my company, we were in a meeting and he was saying I never care about if you know the answer to something. I just care about if you can find it. And that is all I needed to know. So that's how I've been dealing with imposter syndrome. It's not something that's gone away. It's something that I deal with all the time. Even with this, I was like, why am I gonna start a YouTube channel? No one wants to hear from me. That's absurd. All these little things, I started to tell myself, you don't have good production quality. You don't have a set. You don't have a MacBook. You don't, girl. So here I am making YouTube videos on my couch. So the point is, do it scared. Don't be afraid. You have everything you need to succeed. Don't allow that little voice in your head to rule you, because if you do, it will spill over into your work. You will be stuck. You will not get promoted. You will not move forward, and your work is going to be trash. And that is not your brand. Get a hold of it. Read your resume again. Remind yourself of who you are. And yeah, just go forth and be prosperous and fruitful in all that you do. So anyway, that is everything I had to say on imposter syndrome. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you are dealing with imposter syndrome. Is it something that you've found to be debilitating? Have you had any issues with it impacting your work? If so, let's talk about it. And be sure to go to theaccountingstruggle.com and subscribe there as well. I'm always releasing new content. I'm going to be releasing even more content this year. I'm going to be consistent. That's my word of the year, consistency. So it's been great seeing you guys again. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.